We're at Talking Stick Resort Arena in downtown Phoenix. Tonight, it's the Phoenix Suns playing host to the LA Clippers. The Suns win the opening tip. They'll have it first as we get going in the desert. Mikal Bridges. Old school. Backs his man down. Jay, upon scanning this Clippers roster, there are a lot of guards for Doc Rivers to work with.
Yeah, they have a plethora of guards, and if I'm this team and if I'm Doc Rivers, I'm thinking about how do I throw as many guards at you as possible, because Doc wants to get another guard in there to apply the same pressure. They should be the new modern-day Detroit Pistons with the style they play defensively.
Booker matched up with Paul George. To Paul. Trying to cash in. Can't connect. Defense did its job that time.
You know, Ed, everybody gives so much credit to the guy who contested the shot, but there's no way he's in that position without the communication of the backbone of the defense. When you have a guy back there who can block shots and tells you to apply more pressure, you know you're in a safe place.
Suns with the basketball. Paul to Booker. Probing the defense. Booker. The pass taken away by the Clippers. Knocked loose.
Pick up that sense of urgency. Here's a chance to break the tie.
Knocks it down from mid-range.
When I played, and I see guys do this all the time, when you shoot, the target isn't the basket. The target is actually before you even go into the shot. The target are your hands defensively. If your hands are down and you give me clear vision towards the bucket, that shot's definitely going up.
Batum to George. How you practice leads to that. Nice pump fake.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Into the front court, it's Booker. He'll run the offense. Defense making the ball carrier work. To Mikal Bridges. Down to 5. Down to 4 to shoot. Paul. That one off the mark. It's no good. Batum matched up with Paul. Goes reverse to lay it in.
Great job using that shoulder to create contact with the defender without hesitation.
Booker with it. Down 2. Knocked loose. Strong finish for Paul George.
You used to hear all these coaches talk about, we need players to run the floor. No, I don't need you to run the floor. I need you to run the floor with purpose. Those are two different things. When you run the floor in attack mode, that's when plays like this occur.
Nothing going here on that drive. Serge Ibaka with a piece. Add 2 points to the board.
Hand down, man down. You got to get up and contest the shot.
Leonard to Batum. George to Leonard. Kawhi Leonard, 2 for 2. That's what you want.
There's some players out there that like the freedom of space, and then we have the anomalies. We have the players who feel comfortable being uncomfortable, and almost the physicality of the game centers them and puts them right on balance every time.
Oh, emphatic slam. He climbed the ladder on that one.
Well, the question is, how big is the ladder? He's still climbing.
Here's Paul. Brings it up the floor. Unbothered by the defense as he drills it. There's a sixth sense there that you just can't teach.
If you're a player on the same team with CP3, you should be taking that point guard out to dinner every single night. There's something to be said about a guard that makes the game way easier for you to be even more of an efficient offensive player.
Leonard to Nick Batum. Beyond the arc for 3. Nikola Batum is going to get 3 shots here. A career 83% free throw shooter. Can't connect on the first free throw. That one won't go. One more to come. And he knocks down that free throw. Into the front court, it's Booker. 5-point game. It's Paul for 2. Ooh, Chris Paul. Tough shooting. Only 2 for 6 after that make. He has that sixth sense that you just can't teach.
He's like a traffic cop, and he's navigating a myriad of bodies coming his way. And there's a smaller innuendo of the game that nobody talks about. When he makes a great pass, he'll tell the offensive player, shoot it, go up, dunk it. He will direct you and lead you to success.
Kawhi Leonard. Deep 2 there, won't go.
Oh, he sent that one to the third row.
He was locked in. That was impressive.
And that's how you close out on a shooter with a sense of urgency. The shooter was more worried about his landing space than he was the shot.
Batum. No, the Suns come up with the steal. Ooh, Chris Paul. He's 3 for 7.
Attack mode isn't a switch that you can just turn on and off. He needs to do more of that. We need to see him penetrate, get into that lane, and create.
Beverly to Leonard. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
The defender was actually in a good position there. They even made a decent play on the ball. But sometimes those bounces go the other way. Still, stay aggressive out there.
Serge Ibaka trying to cash in on a 3-point play. For his career, 76% from the line. Free throw try, off the mark. And count the basket. When you look at playmakers from the last decade plus, what sets Chris Paul apart?
He always puts you in a position to succeed. He leads because he's vocal, and when he directs and he guides, there is nobody better at the position than CP3.
Oh, denied.
As my old teammate RJ would say, stay down, clown.
Count the bucket for 2.
And attention to detail is everything for a professional scorer like that. Actually getting it done the hard way there.
To Paul. On the shot clock for Phoenix. Can't connect. Leonard to Paul George. They'll get it down to Leonard. Kawhi Leonard looking good. 4 for 5. With the rock, it's Chris Paul. And he hits.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just playing around out there trying to get the fans going. That is true, but he's also finding his rhythm.
Knocked loose, and that'll get out of bounds. Last touch by the Suns. Changes coming from both sides right now. Paul George to Leonard. LA with 4 to shoot. Here's Leonard for 2. And that's rebounded by the Suns. Paul with it up top. Down 3. jumper's good.
I don't know what halftime evaluation will be worse, the ankles or the bruised ego.
Williams into the front court. Looking to make something happen. To George. To Leonard. Kawhi Leonard. He's now shooting 5 for 7.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core.
Here's CP3. The jumper's off the mark. Nothing going here on that drive. Williams to Leonard. Unbothered by the defense as he drills it.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Here's Paul, controlling the offense. Has a look. He connects with the step back.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much space. I did, but the defender didn't.
Kawhi Leonard matched up with Paul. Oh, leaves the defender in the dust. And counted at the rim.
They're going to have to find answers defensively and quickly because he's carving them up in the first quarter.
Galloway, tough matchup against George. Oh, whistle.
He took a chance. That's the right call.
Mixing things up. Hockey line substitutions. Both teams making changes. Paul to Booker. Down to 5 on the 24. Chance for Chris Paul. Can't connect.
Your contest was great because of your proximity to the player. You forced his follow-through to be cut short, which made him short-arm the shot.
And finishes strong. They have set the tone in this one.
I love when I see offenses come out in beast mode. You attack that paint, you get to the rim, inevitably the floor will open up for you to knock down some threes.
Here's Paul. Brings it up the floor. A drive to the basket, but it somehow stays out.
Hey, lock up.
Kawhi Leonard. The shot, almost. Now Paul with the basketball. Right now, down 7. Patrick Patterson, huge block.
Just incredible timing on that swat.
Baseline drive. Bad pass there. Clippers have it. To Leonard. And a throwdown. Jay, they've had no answer for this guy.
He's been on fire this first quarter. That's the way you take it right to your opponent. You attack right out of the gate.
Paul across the timeline. His team down 9. Cashes in for 2.
That's what they need to do more of. Attack that basket. Hit him where it hurts.
It's the Clippers with the possession now. To Leonard. Probing the defense. Leonard to Williams. Down low for Leonard. Kawhi Leonard. He's unconscious. 75%.
Well, when you play for each other and not just for yourself, that's when great things happen. You essentially lose yourself in what the team is trying to accomplish. It's called unselfish basketball. And there's nothing more beautiful than rewarding your teammate with a nice pass and letting them finish for 2 or 3 points.
Here comes the screen. Chance for Paul. And the Clippers able to clear the board. Williams across the timeline. The lead stands at 9. Tough make through traffic.
And last year, it seemed like PG really had a difficult time finding that next level elite PG. No doubt about it, this year, he needs to be playoff P all day, every day.
Paul into the front court, trailing by 11.
Uh-oh, you can't guard me out here.
Booker. Not that time.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
Desperation shot here from half court. That'll do it for the first quarter. The Clippers have the lead. Ed Cohen, Jay Williams with you as we get things started here in the second quarter. It's LA Clippers ball. Paul George. Oh, the defense has to adjust. He's 4 for 4 to start this one. Jay, when you break down Paul George, where is he at his best?
He needs to be engaged. He needs to have the ball in his hands. He needs to be needed. And that's the biggest thing for Paul George. When he's the guy offensively and he makes those clutch shots, it re-engages him defensively. And that drives him to be the best version of Paul George there is.
Jackson with it. It's a 9-point lead. A lot of contact. No whistle. Knocked loose. To Paul. Here comes the screen. Paul matched up with Paul George. Over to the right side. Has a chance. Nice pass to set things up. Clippers have the basketball. George. Couldn't keep it in. Out off Paul George. We have both squads set to make some moves right now. Paul. The pass taken away by the Clippers.
That's called game plan execution to perfection. Every possession on the road is critical.
On the follow. Way to stay with it.
There are certain guys in this league that should be put on alert status 24/7 because either they're posterizing you or that attempt can still be a poster.
Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Another chance. Nice touch around the basket with the tip.
Strong finish. That's what you need regardless of contact, focusing on the rim.
To Jackson. Finish Finishing inside the paint on that one.
Well, they have such great flow to their offense this evening. The ball isn't sticking to one player individually. It's moving around the perimeter, and it's zipping. They're playing with a special cohesiveness.
Lets it fly from long range, and Jackson able to grab the rebound. To Luke Kennard. A lot of contact. Shots no good, and no foul. Paul into the front court. 9-point margin. Basket's good on the follow. Way to stay with it.
It's so difficult to block a guy like that with that kind of athleticism and length. Your timing almost has to be perfect, but pretty much there's no stopping him when he's around the rim.
And the finish. Slam dunk.
Some players are so cerebral. I'm not even paying attention to the dunk as much as I'm paying attention to the player pointing and communicating to everybody his team needs to guard on the next play down the court.
To Batum. Count the basket. A lot of contact. No foul.
That boy's living his best life.
With the rock, it's Chris Paul.
Hey, big screen right there, big screen.
Sizing up the defense. Around the perimeter. Going to launch. Beyond the arc. Another chance. The follow won't go either. Jackson with it. Lead stands at 7. George. Paul George. Can't ask for much more. He's perfect. 5 for 5 from the field.
I mean, this is something everybody can relate to in their lives. It's happened to me while doing broadcasts as well. Sometimes you're physically there, but mentally you're nowhere to be found. We obviously saw one of those same things happen on the court.
Paul with it up top. He'll run the offense. Here comes the screen. Paul. Shot off the mark. Good defense.
And there's always so much talk about defense. How about offensively? If you continue to attack that shooter, now you're making him work on the defensive end. That makes him take his legs away on the offensive end.
Batum off the mark. No good. Won't go down. Defender's lucky he wasn't called. To Reggie Jackson. Batum. Strong finish for Paul George. That has to feel deflating for the other side.
They've really came out and made a statement so far in this first half. Another powerful dunk, but another easy dunk. When are we going to see some defense?
To Paul. Fires the three. Still hasn't hit from deep in the first half. No good. Jackson to Paul George. Here's a chance from long range. Can't connect. It's no good. Now Paul with the basketball. Down 11. DeAndre Ayton. And a nice finish at the rim.
There you go. I like seeing scoring coming from unlikely sources.
Timeout called here by the Clippers, as they'll take a moment to go over things here in the second quarter. Some lineup changes now for both clubs. And the reward, he's going to the line.
Aggressive play there, but you can't fault the defender for being up in the shooter. You need to contest shots, each and every one of them.
Williams at the line for 2 shots. A career 83% free throw shooter. First one goes down. Good free throw shooting. Knocks down a pair. Phoenix with it. Here comes the screen. Paul driving, but he can't connect.
It's easy for the offense to get agitated when you keep turning around and the defense is right there in your face. The jawing is only going to escalate.
Lou Williams. He's finally on the board. Makes his first shot. Booker with it. His guys currently down by 13. From long range. Cleans it up. And the rebound comes down to the Clippers. Williams into the front court. Looking to make something happen to Jackson. Off the assist.
That's what I'm talking about, Ed. It's that simple. Put the ball in the bucket.
Paul across the timeline. Down by 15 to Booker. Paul. And he stays cold from deep as he misses another one. It's no good. Here comes the screen. Booker. And that'll get out of bounds. Last touch by the Suns. Time to adjust. Both coaches making changes on the floor. Williams across the timeline. His guys up by 15. To Beverly. Ibaka. To Nick Batum. Shot from in close, no good. Into the front court, it's Booker. Trailing by 15. This guy can beat anyone straight up. Devin Booker, good closeout, still knocks it down.
I mean, does he have eyes in the back of his head or what? I get paid money to watch and study this game daily. Even I didn't see that angle.
LA Clippers with the basketball. Why even try that time?
I'm going to start calling him the windshield wiper, just erasing all the mistakes.
He was hacked. They let it go. Mikal Bridges. And the rebound grabbed by the Clippers. Goes reverse to lay it in.
In the paint, you need to finish just like that.
Beverly into the front court. Lead stands at 10. Williams to Ibaka. Serge Ibaka. He's 3 of 5. 60% shooting from the field.
As my mother would say to the defender, A for effort, F for results.
It's the Clippers with the possession now. Beverly to Batum. A pass stolen by Phoenix. And scores.
I don't know if the scouting report has made its way out here yet, but if anything, it says you need to not let him get that close to the rim.
Beverly into the front court. His team on top by 8. To Williams. Lays it up and in.
Clearly not afraid of the spotlight here because that was not an easy look.
It's Suns ball. To Booker. Here comes the screen. Booker. Converts in the paint. Nice finish at the rim.
Ed, sometimes less is more. Keeping it simple is the best way.
Beverly into the front court. It's an 8-point lead. Kennard to Ibaka. A drive baseline, but the shot won't go. For three, and the Clippers with the rebound. Patrick Beverly, 2 of 4 now.
Ooh, cool, calm, and collective. The 3 C's. His handles are effortless.
Booker with it, trailing by 10. To Mikal Bridges. Devin Booker. That no good, off the mark. Kennard. Oh, the Suns come up with the steal. Goes to the left side. Fires the 3. He was all over him.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
Here comes the screen. Batum matched up with Booker. Beverly to Williams. Gets it in the right corner. 4-3. Buries it on the catch and shoot.
Great shot by the offense. But the defense, you can't afford to collapse off that penetration. I'd rather a team take a tough 2 than a wide open 3.
Into the front court. It's Booker. His guys trail by 13. Slam dunk, DeAndre Ayton. Jay, you know the deal. Keep the touches coming inside.
As long as that defense continues to give you high percentage shots, you better take that every time.
Coach has seen enough. He wants some changes. New personnel onto the floor. Beverly into the front court. Under a minute to go before halftime. Had a good look there, but it's no good. Free throws coming up.
I don't know about that one, Ed. I always thought your hand was part of the ball.
Langston Galloway. He's got 2 shots coming. For his career, 78% at the line. First one, count it. So he hits the first, misses the second. Beverly into the front court. His team leads it by 10. Cruises inside for 2.
I'm not sure that wasn't an offensive foul. but take it when you can get it.
Foot was on the line. It's a turnover. Paul George to Ibaka. Beverly. To Nick Batum. George. Beverly. Patrick Beverly is going to get a chance at 3 here. For his career, 76% from the line. First free throw is good. Second one's no good. One more coming. Here comes the screen. Curling inside. The screen sets him up for 2. That'll do it for the first half. It's been all Clippers so far.
Hey everyone, it's Jalen Rose, and I've got your EA Sports halftime report. Clippers will start the second half with a decent lead. They decided to make a statement in the opening half, and they did it by throwing down dunk after dunk after dunk. I think the rim is still shaking. These are the guys getting buckets for the Los Angeles Clippers. The Suns are down at halftime and in need of some momentum. They've been scrappy, doing their best to be competitive. We'll see if their efforts are more rewarded in the second half. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Phoenix Suns.
Game track. Bench points.
The Phoenix Suns were not given a chance to relax in that opening half. Even when the starters were on the bench, the reserves were maintaining the lead and earning their playing time.
Player of the half.
Paul George has already put together a pretty nice highlight reel for himself, and that's just after one half of basketball. He did a lot of scoring, and it probably won't stop anytime soon.
Who was cold?
Forget cold. This guy will be happy to be lukewarm at this point. He can't seem to get anything going.
These are the top plays from the opening half.
Number 2. Number 1.
Back to Ed and Jay to bring you the second half action.
Paul George to Batum. Leonard to George. Gets toughness right there. Physical inside, gets it to go.
This may sound cheesy, but sometimes you just need to sit back, get a tub of popcorn, and just enjoy the show, because that's what you're watching right now.
Here's Paul, controlling the offense. Serge Ibaka tips it. That's his third block this evening.
Oh, he blocked that with authority.
Shot from the lane won't go. Bad pass there. Clippers have it.
Here's your chance to break this thing wide open.
Clippers recover. That's off of Leonard, out of bounds. Paul into the front court. Trailing by 14. He gets it.
The one thing we know for certain in this league, it doesn't matter how big the margin is, you can always put together a run and get back in this one.
Beverly into the front court. He'll run the offense to Nick Batum. Nikola Batum. He struggled just a little bit. 2 for 5.
That's lunch pail business right there. Don't worry about the no call. Keep powering through.
Here's Paul. Brings it up the floor. To Booker. Surveys the floor. Booker. That's off of Leonard, out of bounds. Mikal Bridges. Paul. Textbook defense.
And big-time coaching strategy by the staff right there, utilizing their bench, keeping fresh legs on that shooter consistently throughout the course of the game.
Beverly into the front court. They lead it by 14. To Batum. Leonard. Hat-trick Beverly. He's now 4 for 6.
We're watching a clinic right now. We're watching basketball one-on-one. Whoever this professor is, he needs to get paid top dollar.
Booker to Mikal Bridges. Here comes the screen. Knocked loose. Can't get that.
Oh! Out there looking like the Kimbe Mutombo.
Took it right to him, and the defender was ready. Leonard to Nick Batum. Out of bounds the call. Last touch by Patrick Beverly. With the rock, it's Chris Paul. The pass taken away by the Clippers.
You know, Ed, sometimes you're just more ready to play than your opponent. The intensity and the effort, it's off the charts.
Gets it to go, and the foul.
And I love the smile on the face of the offensive player. Sometimes luck is on your side. I don't know how that shot went in, but and one.
Nick Batum at the line for a chance at a three-point play. He struggled so far. Free throw's good as they continue to widen their lead. Here's Paul, controlling the offense. Takes stock of the floor. Paul. Serge Ibaka snatching it out of the air.
That's why a rim protector is a necessity in this game.
Batum, guarded by CP3. Return label included.
Offense might want to adjust here. That's his 4th block of the evening.
Paul, and the rebound taken down by the Clippers. Beverly to Leonard. Trying to cash in. Cashes in. Someone has to get into a zip code.
This is why I go back into player mode. If a dude starts to try to have 40 points on me, I'm going to foul out. I'm going to start hitting him in places he's not used to being hit. I'm trying to do anything to throw him off his game.
Booker. Beyond the arc for 3. Missed it. A pass stolen by Phoenix.
You go back to the principles, things that we started working on when we were in 1st and 2nd grade. It's called the shell drill. You stay down in the stance defensively, you try to deny the next pass away, and you have to communicate. If your conditioning is bad, you have no chance. But if you're able to do all these things together, collectively, you will be able to stop a great passing team.
It's LA Clippers ball. And the reward, a couple of shots at the line.
I don't mind that effort at all. At least they're still out here competing on the defensive end.
Paul George, couple of free throws on the way. A career 84% free throw shooter. And hits the first free throw. Goes 2 for 2. Paul into the front court. His guys down big.
Big hit right there.
Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Jay Crowder is going to get 3 shots here. For his career, 79% at the line. Misses the first. Missed the middle one. One more coming. Hits the foul shot. It's a 2 for 3 trip. To Beverly. They'll get it down to Leonard. Turns and slams it down.
I know there's that old saying that says one man can't beat 5, but we're watching one man carry 4 other players. His back has to be hurting. Another big-time finish.
I got him. Match up, match up, match up.
Ball to the basket, but his shot won't go.
And you see so many players quit on a play after they were beat the first time, but not him. He stayed on his hip, he fought back, and he made the player miss the shot. That's great defense.
Strong finish for Paul George.
Good finish. Good finish.
Man, they are just continuing to pour it on. But the one thing we know about in this league, you have to make sure that you continue to play with energy because leads can evaporate quickly.
Here's Paul. Brings it up the floor. Here comes the screen. A drive to the basket, but the shot won't go down. Booker lets it fly from long range. He missed his first four from downtown. He finally gets a three to go.
I'm going to tell you what every shooter thinks after he misses 4 in a row. One has to go in eventually.
George in a matchup with Booker. Count it. No and one. There was some contact there.
Ed, I have so much admiration for guys that continue to hunt their shot. They're playing the second half like it was the first 5 minutes of the ball game. Those natural-born leaders are guys that will consistently lead your team to the promised land.
With the rock, it's Chris Paul.
I got him. Here we go. Here we go. Hey, watch this screen.
Curling inside. Runner's good there.
Ed, all this talk I heard over the summer, what about CP3's hamstring? Will he be able to get back his first step? Will he still have it? There you go.
It's PG for two. Wide open look, won't go. Clippers have it. Kawhi Leonard picked up by Paul. To Ibaka. Serge Ibaka slams it down.
We call that get your money and put it in the bank.
Suns control the possession.
Hey, double screen.
Paul. Won't go down. Taken by the Suns. From the painted area, won't go down. Beverly into the front court. His guys holding the big lead. Here's Leonard for two. Oh, he was wide open. It's not going to be pretty when they watch the video. Someone's getting chewed out.
Sometimes when the players find that flow, nobody else needs to touch the ball. He's in the zone by himself.
Looks like both teams are making substitutions.
Screen, I got your help.
To Booker. Can't miss those. To Leonard.
Hey, lock up, lock up.
Active fans to stay with it. We'll get a jump. They're going to make some changes with some new personnel on the floor. Jackson. And that'll get out of bounds. Last touch by the Clippers. It's Phoenix ball. Now to Booker, down low. Look out, Devin Booker, 4 out of 7.
And the defense keeps sticking to those flare screens. Just don't flare out to the three-point line. Flare to the rim for a lob.
Missed it. They weren't going to give that to him. Another follow. No good. Grabs his own miss and scores. Good concentration.
And there's nothing more mentally intimidating for your opponent than when your own teammates are unselfish and make sure that you get the ball because they want you to drop 70 on them, maybe like Devin Booker did last year.
Booker with it. Down a bundle. Going to launch beyond the arc. That out of his range and no good. To Williams.
Defense, let's go.
Terrific vision. Nice finish at the rim.
That's what I'm talking about, Ed. It's that simple. Put the ball in the bucket.
Into the front court. It's Booker. Looking to make something happen. The Suns with 4 to shoot. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
Man, that may not have been a gimme, but that layup at the rim definitely chips away at the pride of the defense.
Kawhi Leonard. And that'll be rebounded by Jones. Goes to the left side. Booker. Bad pass there. Clippers have it. To Leonard. Here comes the screen. Kawhi Leonard takes aim at Damian Jones. Lou Williams. Not a busy night, but effective. 2 for 2.
Attack mode isn't a switch that you can just turn on and off. He needs to do more of that. We need to see him penetrate, get into that lane, and create.
Right time, right player.
Can't teach height.
Jackson with it. His guys hold a commanding lead. Leonard. Driving right to the basket. A drive, but he can't get it to go.
And that's next level defense. The defender took away the pocket space of the shooter. Now, as a shooter, they shoot hundreds of shots each and every day from that pocket with consistency. Now you force them to change the angle or the positioning of that pocket, you're going to lower the chances of them making that shot.
Williams to Reggie Jackson. Off the penetration, almost, but no good. To Booker. Look out, Devin Booker. With that, he's 5 for 9. Now the Clippers call a timeout as their coaching staff wants to talk things over here in this third quarter. Both teams tweaking their lineups. Here come some changes. Williams all the way, but his shot stays out.
But you can't just be a one-dimensional player. I know you're probably frustrated by me even saying that, but when you don't even give the option to pass the ball by utilizing some head fakes or ball fakes here and there, you save the defender by keeping them on their toes with the element of surprise.
Jackson to Williams. Oh, had him going there for a second. Can't connect.
And this is where you know you have the offense right where you want them. Every possession, all you see them doing is complaining to the ref, complaining to each other. You're making the game uncomfortable. That's the mark of a good defense.
Just inside the arc, at the buzzer. Third quarter comes to an end, and a nice advantage right now for the Clippers. The Clippers with the basketball as we begin the fourth quarter. And it might be time to empty the bench, Jay. This game appears to be well in hand.
And their starting five has certainly earned the fourth quarter off. They've been terrific this ball game. And this is the type of game where you find a chance to relax. You ice up, you watch your other teammates play, you applaud them, and you get ready for the next game.
Here's Paul, controlling the offense. Probing the defense. Surveys the floor. Here comes the screen. Paul. Even to Zubats. Sends it away. Fourth this contest.
Don't stare him down like that afterwards.
To Williams. Here comes the screen. Nearing impossible. No getting through.
Five, Ed. That's 5 blocks tonight.
The pass taken away by the Clippers.
Tonight, it may not cost you, but in the playoff game, it will.
Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down. At this point, if it continues, it just may be good night, Irene.
And ooh, I like that Irene line.
There you go, Jay.
And sometimes as a player on the defensive end, Ed, you need to draw a line in the sand. You have to find a way to change the narrative because right now the constant theme has been too many easy buckets.
Jay, don't deny it. You're an old soul at heart.
Yeah, I still don't know who Irene is.
Me neither. And he's fouled. Good play by the shooter.
You know what? That's an even better play by the defender. I like the foul there. Send a message. Nothing easy.
He's going to have to earn it now. Second one goes. It's a 1-of-2 trip. To Batum. Baseline drive. Throws it down.
You know, it reminds me of a story a legendary coach once told me. He said, if you ever get in a fight, you're not going to hit somebody with an open hand, correct? You'll probably break a finger. But if you hit somebody with a fist, what is that? That's 5 fingers working collectively together as one. That's how you deliver a knockout punch, and that's what we're seeing tonight.
Here's Paul. Brings it up the floor. Tough-looking shot there. Still gets it to go down.
I don't know if the scouting report has made its way out here yet, but if anything, it says you need to not let him get that close to the rim.
Jackson with it. He'll run the offense. To Leonard. Reggie Jackson rocks the rim.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
Reggie Jackson trying to cash in on a three-point play. A career 85% free throw shooter. Free throws good as they continue to widen their lead. It was right there. Batum to Jackson. Nothing going here on that drive. Reggie Jackson with that shot. He's 5 for 8.
As my mother would say to the defender, A for effort, F for results.
Phoenix has the ball.
I got ball.
DeAndre Ayton
Hey, watch this screen leg.
to Booker. Serge Ibaka sends it away. Ooh, 5 now.
You know why? I don't see anybody on the defensive end standing up out of position. I see everybody squatted down, really active with their hands. That's the mentality that will lead you to where you want to go.
The follow won't go either. To Leonard.
Watch the cutter coming through.
Ibaka to Reggie Jackson. Shot from the lane won't go.
And that's next level defense. The defender took away the pocket space of the shooter. Now, as a shooter, they shoot hundreds of shots each and every day from that pocket with consistency. Now you force them to change the angle or the positioning of that pocket. You're going to lower the chances of them making that shot.
Gets it to go. Could have been more. A lot of contact, but no foul.
Well, we got a chance to firsthand watch something be created. I think we just watched an epidemic of passing. I've never seen something like this before. It was so contagious, everybody started to do it, and it ultimately led to the other team's demise.
If that's an epidemic, sign me up. 5 on the shot clock for Phoenix. Fires the 3, cleared by Ibaka.
And you knew this game had a chance to get out of hand pretty quickly because of the communication. When these guys stepped on the court, Ed, they were yapping back and forth to each other. And that kind of communication, that kind of collective responsibility to one another, you feel that on the court. That's why this team is special.
Now whistle and a timeout for Phoenix as they'll make sure they're all on the same page here in the 4th quarter. Both coaches hitting the reset button. Fresh legs coming onto the floor. Gets to the basket and scores.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Clippers have the basketball. Leonard to Jackson. Kennard to Reggie Jackson. And the rebound taken down by the Suns. Mikal Bridges knocked loose. Jackson with it. His guys holding the big lead. Has a look. Knocks it down from mid-range.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Screen coming. Paul. A drive down the lane, but the shot won't go.
It's easy for the offense to get agitated when you keep turning around and the defense is right there in your face. The jawing is only going to escalate.
Batum to Jackson. It goes down. Oh, he's feeling good. Maybe too good.
You know, Ed, I'm down with guys having 35, 40, maybe 50 points in the game. But the one thing you look for in the defensive end, When there's a huddle after a guy has dropped multiple buckets on you in a row, and everybody's quiet, nobody stands up and says, yo, I got him, I'm going to stop him, you're in a worrisome place for your team.
Hey, big screen right there, big screen.
Paul. Here comes the screen. To Paul. Here's a chance from long range. Still can't buy one from distance. It's no good.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
Wide open look, won't go. Got a piece of it.
Jumping out the gym right now, Ed.
Great anticipation. To Mikal Bridges. Mikal Bridges with the strong finish.
It's that easy, Ed. You never want to leave any doubt when attacking the rim.
LA Clippers with the basketball. Leonard to Nick Batum. Here comes the screen. Kennard to Leonard from long range. Not that time. He misses. He throws it down.
And if you're on defense on that last possession, no need to look over to the coach's bench, hold up your arms, wonder what did you do. Everybody got back. Everybody communicated. Everybody pointed. It was just better offense than there was defense.
To Batum. Can't connect from in close. To Paul. The pass set it all up.
There are certain guys in this league that should be put on alert status 24/7 because either they're posterizing you or that attempt can still be a poster.
New blood coming in for both sides. Add 2 points to the board.
I remember my high school coach said one man can't beat five. Well, I'm telling you right now, he lied. I'm watching it happen in person.
Bad pass there. Clippers have it. To Paul George. And he's fouled. Couple of free throws coming up, Jay.
I don't mind that effort at all. At least they're still out here competing on the defensive end.
And he connects on the first free throw. Two for two on that trip. Oh, the touch at the rim. Count it.
Bodies bouncing all around on that layup with the offense winning that battle. But if the defense keeps up that kind of pressure, good things are bound to happen.
Beverly to Nick Batum. George to Beverly. The Clippers with 4 to shoot. Off the mark. He's made those before, but that was well defended.
The most important thing a shooter can do is continue to shoot. The defense is always going to give great effort, but it's more of your psyche that goes into the next shot that will limit you on whether you make the shot or not.
Chris Paul at the line for 2 shots, shooting 50%, some yes, some no, in this contest. First try, no good. He missed a pair of free throws. Beverly into the front court. His guys hold a commanding lead. Kennard to George. For 3. Oh, he couldn't get it to go. Nothing's going to stop him in pursuit of the basketball. And he's fouled. A trip to the line coming up.
Okay, now we're on the home stretch, and you got a big lead. Don't let your opponent back in this game by giving up extra possessions.
Jones at the line. Knocks down the first. No good on the second. It's a 1 of 2 trip. It's the Clippers with the possession now. To Ibaka. Serge Ibaka slams it down.
An easy 2. Get back on defense.
Take stock of the floor. Booker to Paul. Fires the 3, buries it on the catch and shoot.
It's easy to get lost in the chaos of the game down the stretch, but great awareness by the shooter to get those toes right behind the three-point line.
To Batum. Beverly to Nick Batum. Gets it in the right corner. Beverly. Down low George. Damian Jones pins it. Incredible. 6 tonight.
Blocking so many shots only gives your perimeter that much more confidence to really apply more pressure.
And draws the foul.
Sometimes when you get up big, you get a little careless. But attention to detail through the end, that's how you avoid unnecessary fouls.
Devin Booker has got 2 shots coming. A career 84% free throw shooter. First one goes down. And gets both to drop at the line. To Leonard. George. And knocks it down. Jay, when you break down Paul George, where is he at his best?
He needs to be engaged. He needs to have the ball in his hands. He needs to be needed. And that's the biggest thing for Paul George. When he's the guy offensively and he makes those clutch shots, it re-engages him defensively. And that drives him to be the best version of Paul George there is.
Paul to Mikal Bridges. It's Paul for 2. Oh, with the foul. And a chance coming up at the line.
There's a very fine line between maximum effort and carelessness. I'm willing to live with a few mistakes and maximum effort than having to constantly remind my players to close out.
Chris Paul, couple of free throws on the way. He struggled so far. First one, count it. Goes 2 for 2 at the line. Beverly into the front court. He'll run the offense. Off the assist.
And Ed, not every pass needs to be a home run pass or a thread the needle. Sometimes an easy kick ahead or an easy shuffle pass can make the game simple. The more simplistic the game is, the more efficient you'll be as a unit.
Suns with the basketball. The screen sets him up for 2.
Bread and butter. And there are few that can do it better off the screen.
Here comes the screen. Leonard to Batum. Old school. Backs his man down for the basket.
Ooh, shows like this separate the good players from the great ones. The good players, they have good first halves, and then they fade to black in the second. The great players, they just sustain that kind of dynamic energy throughout the entire ball game.
Paul with it up top. Down a bundle. To Booker. Here comes the screen. Paul, he's had a good shooting performance, but it doesn't look like it's going to be enough.
Yeah, no one else pretty much helped out. As a coach, I would be irate that nobody helped pick up the slack. Look, one man can never beat 5.
It's LA Clippers ball. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
Good money.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much space. I did, but the defender didn't.
Now Paul with the basketball. His guys down big. 4-3. And Chris Paul, veteran move. Well defended, still buries the 3.
As a defender, you should take it personally when a contested 3 goes in. That's good defense, but it's not good enough.
Knocked loose. Picked up by the Suns. So important to take care of the basketball. Easy 2 on the other end after the turnover. He took it out on the rim that time.
Oh, there's no better feeling than after throwing that one down, hanging on the rim a little bit, looking at your opponent beneath you, making him recognize that's where you'll be the entire ball game.
And they call the foul. Careful there, Jay.
Those cat-like hands almost got a steal.
It's the Clippers who come away with the victory as they win this one in very convincing fashion. That does it. For my partner, Jay Williams, and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. As we say, so long, everyone.
Here we go with the EA Sports post-game wrap-up. Added a win with today's solid victory. And the way they attacked the rim was outstanding. Not only is the dunk a high percentage shot, it's also a great way to test the confidence of the defense. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the Los Angeles Clippers. The Suns didn't get the victory they wanted here today. And even though some of them smiled and shook hands with the other guys after the game, you could tell by the way they headed to the tunnels how disappointed they were about this loss. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored to the Phoenix Suns.
Game track. Assists.
The Los Angeles Clippers were very impressive in the way they shared the ball, giving each other the opportunity to not just take good shots, but great shots. That's what I believe made the difference for them in this game, that being the great assists.
Player of the game.
Kawhi Leonard was happy to throw down plenty of dunks, and if the defense happened to be there, he brought them along for the ride.
We got our top 3 plays for you. Check them out.
Number 2. Number 1.
That does it for us. On behalf of the rest of the crew, good night.
Charles, open up. I got ball. Shot up. Rebound. Get shot. Pick up. Run. Match up, baby. Whoa! Watch cutter. That's how we do it. Here we go. Stop the ball. We out. Let's go. I got it. He working for us. Let's go. Hey, good contest. That's all we need all day. What's up? Got you. D up, baby. Oh, yeah, good finish, y'all. Good finish, man. Hey, we out. Pick him up. Son of mine. Good shot, money. Wait on it. Good money. Hey, this is my man right here. Y'all get yours. I got ball. Get down. Half court. Here come. Wait on it. Oh, they can't jump at you. Let's go. Woo, that was crazy. My ball. No, it's not. That's a two. Money be made around here. Coming left. Yo, give me the rock. Hey, I got ball. I got mine. Y'all get yours. I got mine. Watch your hands, I don't know. I got him. Let's go. Come on, give it to me. Come on, here.
That's your house. That's your house. Man, my grandma just shot that. He had a convalescent.
That's a two.
Self-check.
That won't hit again.
Swing the ball. D up. Oh, my God!
Yours. Take it. Don't let him out. Get your man. Match up. Oh, that's a two.
Oh, yeah, get your money, man.
I got this D on my ball here.
Let's shoot it.
Guard up. Oh, yeah, I like that.
All the breaks you put in the grip.
Hey, look up. Go. Look up. Wait on it. Outlet. Push it.
That's a two, bro. That's a long two.
Shot. One shot to go.